Hello, my cold climate friend. Today I'm super excited to be talking to you about dressing warm and stylish in the winter. Rebecca Jacobs, your personal stylist here, coming to you from home sweet home, snowy Toronto. And as a style expert and Toronto native, I am passionate about today's topic. I feel like winter dressing is underrepresented in the style advice out there and in the blogosphere. And when I say winter dressing, I mean actual real winter dressing. Wearable things you can wear when it's below zero. Not what you get when you type winter outfits on Pinterest and get people standing in the snow with hunter boots and a big oversized sweater on. Like, who is that? Who's that working for? I mean, real, wearable, workable winter style. So if some of that Pinterest out there has made you feel like you have to choose between warm and stylish, I am so excited to be telling you that you don't have to choose. You can have both, and in today's video, I'm going to show you some strategies for achieving chic and warm winter style. First thing first, a wool coat. Okay, this is like the big make or break tip. Like, you could almost all go home now because you know to get a chic wool coat. But we're not going to, because I do have some guidelines for how you're going to find that right warm and chic winter coat. So you want to look for one that's 80 to about 100% wool if you really need that warmth like we do here in Toronto. It will have a bit of weight to it, but nowadays they know how to make them so they are quite warm without being super heavy. Guideline number 2, make sure it fits in your shoulder. So finding a stylish wool coat, a lot of it is in the fit, and I find shoulder is the main area that if you pay attention to how it fits on your shoulder and that it's not adding a lot of width to your shoulder or falling off your shoulder or too short and sitting above your shoulder and then jiving out over your shoulder. If it fits you correctly, sits right on the edge straight of your shoulder, this is what makes the biggest difference in looking stylish and put together in it. So pay attention to that shoulder to make sure it looks as stylish as you want it to. Guideline number 3, I want to make sure it's versatile because you may have to invest a bit of a pretty penny in it. One of the things that determines how versatile it is the length. So for me, I like to do a long, just below the knee to mid-calf kind of length because I find that works the best for me because I'm always cold and it's the warmest, but also because I can wear it with skirts and dresses that are maybe about to my knee, whereas a shorter one, you don't have that flexibility. But if you do like a shorter coat, maybe you're petite or you like to wear knee-high boots, then a coat that hits about mid-thigh to just above your knee is also a great versatile length as well. Aside of those tips, all you really gotta do is find one that matches your style, that you love and feel totally put together in. Now I'll show you the wool coats I have. I have 3 that I love, are warm, and I feel totally stylish in. This one is my newest addition. It was an investment. Got it from Club Monaco, and it is 80% wool and very long, so it's quite warm. What I was looking for in this is, as you'll see in my other 2 coats, they both have fur on them, so I wanted something that transitions easier between spring and fall, so not having fur on it helps to do that. And then I was looking for a good fit in the shoulder, of course, but also these clean lines and minimal details. With a wool coat, a lot of the time, simpler is more elegant and timeless. The other 2 coats I got were both secondhand purchases. This one was from a vintage shop in my neighborhood, and it was about $200, I think. It is 100% wool, so it is quite warm, but it's not great in the wind because all we got is this top button. It's got that nice vintage swing silhouette, very feminine. And my last one is also a secondhand purchase, but this one was from a thrift store. So it was about 20 bucks for a warm and stylish wool coat. So that is a tip. If you're on a budget, you can check out your thrift stores for a vintage wool coat version, and you just might have to get it tailored. I'll also give a few more examples of wool coats so you can wrap your head around it in a download that you can get by clicking somewhere around here or in the links below. Next up, on the winter staples, we have boots. I find this is an even trickier point than finding a good and chic wool coat. This happened to me where I had a lovely wool coat, but I didn't have the right boots to go with it, and it was hard every day to wear that beautiful wool coat, so I ended up going back to my parka a lot. My main tip here with boots is to go more delicate than clunky. Let's break down what I mean by that. So number one, look for a boot that is slim along your leg, ankle, and foot. What I mean by that is there is a big difference between something like this Frye boot, where it is quite wide in the shaft, it's not tight, and the rubber sole sticks out way beyond the edge of my foot. When we compare it to something like this Marc Fisher boot that is very slim and tight along my foot and along my ankle. You do still want to be able to fit a wool sock under this if it's cold out, so keep that in mind with sizing, that it is slim but not too tight, you can't wear your wool sock. Number two, you can look for a small stacked heel. So something like that's on this boot, just 1 to 2 inches, will give you that little bit of height that helps to have that bit of elegance and more flattering to pair with our long wool coat. So a stacked heel like this will be pretty sturdy. I find it pretty much just as sturdy as any other boot, but that fact that it's defined heel instead of just a wedge makes a big difference in how elegant it looks. So I don't want you to go crazy with a 3 or 4 inch heel and fall on your butt, but just a couple inches is good for getting that effortlessly chic and warm winter style. And my number 3 tip for looking for the right boot to match with your stylish wool coat is to look for something that's more pointed or almond toe. So this little thing helps to elongate our legs. So this is great, especially if you're going with a totally flat boot, because it will have that kind of lengthening and dressed up properties that we get in heels even when it's a flat. And a boot like this that covers all the things, is slim and has that pointed toe and that low stacked heel, will easily take you from inside to outside. So you're probably not going to wear a boot like this. I'm probably not going to wear a boot like this every single day of winter. For when you have had that big snowstorm or when it's really slushy and wet out there, you might have your alternative waterproof or knee-high snow boot that you're going to wear, but this is great for either those shorter trips or when the sidewalks have been shoveled and it's just kind of everyday winter. Now you can find styles that are stylish and slim and all those things we talked about, and also more waterproof than this Marc Fisher boot would be. There's a brand called La Canadienne that I'm anxious to try. They make very stylish waterproof suede boots and a higher quality leather boot like Frye. This is not an example of their chicest boots, but they have very more elegant boots than just this model. This is basically my snow boot. I've worn it in slush and snow and salt, and it holds up. It's very dirty right now, but it holds up very well in all of them. So you can kind of look for those brands that make elegant and waterproof shoes, or just if you invest in that higher quality leather like Frye, it will hold up a lot better. And last but not least, accessories. In this area, I don't have as many tips, but that's because I think there is so much room to stylishly play around with your accessories and still look chic. If I was to give you a quick one-off take it or leave it tip, something you can try is matching your hat to your coat. So we could do something like this. And the reason I love this to look more put together is because with all our kind of PC winter accessories, we can start to look kind of helter-skelter, all PC and all over the place. So when you just align the color palette, it looks like more of a cohesive set that you intentionally put all together instead of kind of all the thrown up stuff that can happen with our winter accessories. So outside of that, you can totally wear a different colored hat. In fact, that black one is not my most worn one. This lavender one is my most worn, which I love to pair with this gray. And aside from hats, it's nice to have a leather mitt. I'm a mitt person myself, so this is a nice slim fitted leather mitt. And in terms of scarves, I think anything is on the table, but if you did want to keep it as classically chic as possible, I would say to go with a very simple wool or cashmere kind of look scarf. This is more blanket scarfy, but this kind of shape that's just scarf, no tassels or bubbles or any of that stuff on it. So those are my tips for choosing stylish and warmth. There is absolutely nothing wrong with on those brutally cold and snowy days you pull out the parka and the knee-high snow boots. But I just want to give you the option so you know how you can dress more elegant on the days when you can get away with it. So in these videos, I show you what's in my own closet, but in the bonus, I've linked some more examples of the coats I was talking about to give you a wider range of what is out there. You can click somewhere around here or in the links below this video. And if you liked today's video, I'd love for you to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. It is my goal on this channel to give you style advice that is practical and comfortable, but also makes you feel chic, unique, stylish, and all the things you want to feel. If you want to say hi, you can find me over on Instagram at rebecca.jacobs. And until next time, stay warm and stylish, my friend. Coming to you live, not live, coming to